Hi friends, Chris here. I hope you are all just wonderful today. Thank you for joining me. And if this is your first time, welcome. I hope you enjoy the video. And if you do, please do those YouTube things. Like, subscribe, share, comment, etc. I very much appreciate it. And to my dear friends and returning True Blues, thanks so much for your continued love, support, kindness, and friendship. It means the world to me. So, I'm here today with this, a different video with this bad angle, bad hair, bad lighting, bad everything, to do, well, I should say, if you don't know, just take a seat. I mean, really, seriously, like, sit down, relax. It's time to clutch the pearls and hold on to the knickers and just, I am doing something that I thought I never would. And no, it's not as bad as a cross stitch or any of that stuff. But I'm doing a latch hook kit. Yes, I am. So if you don't know why I'm making fun of it, you know, in the YouTube streets, as it were, for the past few years, since, you know, really I've been a part of the community, and going to like lives and stuff. You know, it was fun, and I'll give you the little backstory here if you don't know. It was fun and I liked it, and then all of a sudden one day, slowly, in a lot of creators' lives started creeping in stuff like cross stitch and yarns and knitting and this and that, and then slowly till every day. So one day, every single live, half the live was about yarn and threads and hookers and all this stuff. And I'm like, what is going on here? No. So I turned it into my own personal fake war on the yarn and thread people. You know, they're trying to convert us. They're trying to bring us over to their thready side, and I will not have it. No. So I've had a long-standing, you know, kind of war against them. And I think, honestly, I played the long game, but I think I won. Because nowadays, you don't hear too much about it anymore. Thankfully. And I also had to watch out because behind them, after, you know, those thread people were so successful, those planners then started. But I put a stop to that right quick. I was like, no, these yarn people and thread people might have gotten their foothold in us diamond painters, but not those planners. And so luckily, you don't hear anything about the planners too much either. So, so that's just my little, you know, joke for anybody who doesn't know. Because again, we're all part of this little diamond painting community, but not everybody watches each other. Not everybody goes to lives. Not everybody does this and that. And some people are only on social medias and Facebooks and Instagrams and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So not everybody knows exactly what's going on around the rest of the diamond painting neighborhood. And certainly I don't. I always make, you know, fun of the fact that I'm always the one to be in the front row to hear all the gossip, but nobody tells me nothing. And I mean it when I say it. They don't. I had to find out 3 weeks later, and I hear bits and pieces. And it's, believe me, and then it's like pulling teeth to get stories out of people. Anyways, let's get to the main focus of the video. It's 4 minutes in. So, what had happened was, I don't even remember how it started, but, you know, my dear, wonderful, fabulous friend Maritza, she likes doing all of the crafts. I mean, find a craft, she'll do it. So, somehow or another, I don't remember why, she had sent me this latch hook of these cute little koalas. Now, I believe when I was in high school, I did a latch hook at once. Because I remember having the tools, and I remember the little yarn things. And so I definitely had, I think my mom did a few of them, but I certainly did one, I believe. And since then, I have not. So I have done one before, but I didn't remember anything about it. This is about as close as I'm coming to anything yarny or thready. This is it. And so she sent me this, and I've had it for a while. And then what had happened was, my fabulous friend Artie and Leanne are hosting this cross craft event. And so, you know, even though I could have just put my diamond painting in for one of them, because I'm in lots of events this month of September and October, and I'm using 3 different canvases for the events, and it's fine. A lot of the events are 2-month events, so I don't have to rush through them, or feel like I have to rush through them at least, you know. So I could have just put the diamond painting in, because, you know, you could do any craft or whatever. There's no real requirement. But I'm deciding, you know what? Let me try something different. So originally I was going to do a Lego that Maritza had sent me, a Lego set. Well, at first I was going to put the diamond painting in. Then I thought, well, you know what? Maybe let's do the Lego. But then I was, you know, then I was thinking, you know, no, let's try this, because I also, right now going on, Ditzy is, you know, she's doing this thing where, this diamond painting thing where, with that one kit that they send out all the mystery boxes and no one wants. And so, again, originally I was going to be kind of part of that, but I don't have that kit. But I was going to, like, and it was basically the premise that she was doing is, you know, kind of do something. I don't remember exactly what it is, how the wording goes, but that it's going to be a struggle to get through kind of thing. And for a lot of people, that kit was probably it, because they got it and they don't want it, you know. And so I was thinking, you know what? I have a couple diamond paintings from Diamond Art Club, you know, that I don't want to do. Everything else I own, all my diamond paintings I plan on doing, I want to do. Everything I didn't want, I got rid of. And the only 2 I didn't get rid of is 2 Diamond Art Clubs, because I'm not throwing those away, that's for sure. And then I was thinking, you know, maybe I'll do the smaller one with her and the group of people. But then I was like, also, you know, again, I'm already doing 3. I don't want to add a 4th one. If I was just doing 1 right now, I'd be like, all right, fine, I'll do it. You know, I would have done it. But I have 3 on the go, and if you don't know, I'm a one person or one diamond painting kind of person. I don't like working on multiples usually, so, you know, I was not going to add a 4th one. So I decided, you know what, this I might struggle with, since I don't know how to do it, and I'm very anti-thread. So here we have it. All right, we are 8 minutes in, and I haven't gotten anywhere. So enough intro, enough backstory, enough all of that. I'm going to show and talk to you about my thoughts and how to do it and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so as I said, so this is the kit. It's 2 koalas. It is a 38 by 52 centimeter. And so this is how it comes. It comes in this little cute carry case plastic thing. And so it comes with a bunch of these little yarn things. It comes with the paper, and it comes with a tool. This is the Latch Hook. I'm guessing this is the actual Latch Hook, because, you know, Latch Hook right there. And it comes with the kind of canvasy thing. This, I'm guessing, is like some kind of floor, like kind of mat or something, because on the back it has these little silicone dimply things. But, you know, Latch Hooks can be like things like rugs or pillowcases, stuff like that. So that's what it comes with. That's all you need. Okay, so what I did was, it's in the kit, so I took out this was the front, this is the back. So I'm assuming this is kind of like what counted cross stitches or something, I don't know, or the printed ones, or I could be wrong about that. But if you look at the picture here, there's these little squares, there's letters in the squares. And if you look down here, this is the key. So the A, B, C, and then you see the letters going across up there. So the key down here corresponds to a color here. Now they'll print, like for this one, it's printed on here 19. So you look over here, 19 is this color in this little thing. Now I wrote the E on here because that's the letter that you will be doing on here, latch hooking onto the thing. So this is what it is. Now if you look on the side here, it goes 10 by 10 kind of. Well, no, that's not right. 6. It goes 10 by 6. So up here, going up and down, there's 6 rows up and down. And then there's 10, kind of, that's how they separate it. I guess to make it easier to read for you. If you can see this black thing, as each row goes, I black it out because I don't want to keep, you know, with my mind and me reading. And one of the reasons why I don't actually like reading is because I read across and I tend to skip lines. So as I'm going across, after I finish a row, I just black it out with the marker. I don't care about making mistakes. I'm not going to make a mistake. As far as, you know, if I made a mistake up here, it doesn't matter at this point. I'm not going back taking them out or anything like that. But yeah, so I do that after every row. So we have that. This is, like I said, this is the little tool that comes with it. This is a latch hook. So, you know, you hold this in your hand. And here's the little hook part. So, see, this hook goes up and down. And I'll get more into that when we get to the how to do it. So this goes up and down like that. And as I said, we have our little bunches of yarn here. Now, the ones in here are the ones I'm not using yet. These are the, because some colors have more than others. You know, some only have 1, some have 6 or 5, whatever, you know. And so I just put the extra ones that I'm not using for right now in here. And I'm using the ones I am using in a bag here, and that's on my table right now. And like I said, this is the back of it. And this is the front. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it has the colors on here. So you can see it. And this is the part I've done so far. I don't remember how many I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 10 or 11. Yeah, I think I just did 10. So I did the first 10 up here. This is what I've done so far. We're just getting into the koalas here, right here. All this other stuff is background. So, some things that I have found, and again, as a beginner, you know, if you want to call it that, I don't know if I, so again, take this, everything I say with a grain of salt, because it's coming from somebody who's just kind of learning, winging it, you know, but this is how I'm just getting it, you know, done myself and how I'm feeling comfortable with it and all that kind of stuff. So, what I have found is, it's not the easiest thing to do. Meaning not, I don't mean as far as the actual hooking with the thing. I kind of mean more holding it and doing it. I would say, I don't know if this is the right word I'm using in the right context. You kind of have to be some sort of dexterous or something with your hands. Because, you know, you have your canvas here, and then you have your thing here, and you have your yarn, and so you're kind of having to do this kind of stuff, and you know, this has to bend. You're getting little, you know, yarns over here in your way. You have to kind of a lot of times hold it back a little bit, so it takes a little getting used to. I have found that every time I start for the session, it usually takes me like 5 or 6, let's say, maybe 10, who knows, you know, squares before I'm kind of in a groove. You know, it's just how it is. It's almost like if you do squares in diamond painting and you then do a bunch of rounds and you go back to a square, sometimes it takes you like a few minutes to kind of readjust to the squares and how, you know, placing them certain ways and correctly and all that kind of stuff, you know. I would say that, at least for me. So this is kind of comparable to that. You kind of just have to adjust every time you start it. But this is how kind of I work on it. Or the easiest way for me to work on it. Whereas it's... what do you call it? Oh, excuse me. Where it's easiest for me to get it done. So I'm going to try to show you this. Again, I'm doing this all this makeshift. Let's see if I can get it. Probably not going to be able to do that. Let's see. No, I don't think so. Okay, so I'll try. I might have to move rooms with the camera, but so we have our kit. So here's what I do. So if you look here, see, I'm on my table over here, right? So I find the easiest way to do it is on the table. So I put the kit over here, and so I lean my stomach against it. I'm gonna put you back how I can, and so, and I kind of just tilt it, angle it a little bit here, so this is kind of angled a little shorter, and the left side is angled shorter, and then the right side is angled a little higher. Because and then I put my stomach against it, so it doesn't move around, and it's kind of more stable, you know what I mean? Whereas if it's just flapping on the top, if you're on the table or sitting, let's say, in a chair, there's a lot of movement, there's no stability. If you do it this way, that way I can pull, when I'm putting it through, the ones with my right hand hooking it, I can pull on with my left hand on the canvas to kind of like make it a little straighter and pull the other ones that are already in their back, and it stays in place. So whereas if it's just on the table or in your lap, you don't have any support, and then you're kind of messing with it's a little too, I can't describe it. I hope this is making sense to you. So that's how that goes. I'm probably gonna now have to move to my craft room because I don't have my stiffy arm camera thing here. It's up in the other room. So that's the only way you'll be able to see me actually showing you how to do it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So with all that said, hopefully I didn't completely confuse you all to no end. Here we go. So this is my one issue that I don't know how to deal with yet. And maybe I have to look into for some sort of a tip or trick, is when you start using the little yarn pieces, it starts diminishing the little round plastic it's in, and so now you're left with just a bunch of these little pieces, and I don't want to really intermix them all and get them mixed up, but what do I do? So, and I can't really use rubber bands around them, so that's the one thing I haven't figured out yet. All right, so let's talk about actually hooking it. So I set up my thing here, so I'm nice and in a good space for it. Probably this way. And so let's look at our sheet here. So we have, if we look at the row, we'll be doing, starting over here. So it looks like it's a B, C, A, E, going across there. So I usually take out a few of them. I place them in a row next to me. So you're not just doing one and then picking it up and looking again. And I'll, put a few in a row here. So we'll start with the B. So this red one is a B color, so I'll put that there. Then we'll go C, which is this hot pink. 2 A's. Let's see, that's this light pink color. An E. And then an L, this grayish color. Two K's. Oops, I got a third one out there. And then 2 more L's. And we'll keep that for that right now. That's plenty. Out. Okay, so here's what we do. It's actually pretty easy. I went on YouTube to actually figure out how to do it. Now, I have seen Maritza do it, but I didn't want to search through all her videos to try to find the one, which I probably could have done easy, but I just typed it in the Google and the YouTuber thing and see Latch Hook for beginners, and I found like the first video or so, and it explained it pretty easy. So, our first letter is this B one, and it's red. So here we have our piece of thread, and here we have our hook right here, okay? So all you do is so the hook part is right here. It's in the, if you look at it towards you, right in front of you, I'm guessing, well, I don't know if it's different for left-handers, so I'm right-hander, so take it that way. So the hook part that goes up and down should be on the left side, and the back flat part should be on the right side when you're looking at it and it's in your hand. So you then take the piece of thread and put it on the right side on the back, like that, and hold it like that. And then you just pull it in the front. You could either hold it like that or hold it like that. I just do it like that, so it goes around there. And then you find your square. So we're at the first square. So then what we do is I don't know how well you're being able to see it. I hope you can see it. So you have the square here, right? And it goes under this part right here. So you put it under there. And put it through to right down about where your finger is. And, so that's sticking out like that. The hook part. And you keep that open. Keep the hook part open or open it. And so then you just take your left hand with the thread, and then you pull it up, and you pull with your right hand too, so, it makes it easier. And then you kind of have to make sure it goes over the side of the hook. I don't know if you're seeing it. And then you go kind of inside, and you with the pulling of your hand, that closes the hook part, and the thread is inside, and then you just let it go and you pull it that way. Okay, so I don't know how it looked, and I just stopped the camera in case we were going to change orientation. So I'm going to actually show you just down in here, and I could take it out. It's a little too complicated probably for you to see up there. So again, what we'll do is I'll bring it down. So again, we have our hook here, right there, this thing. This is in the back. And just do it like that. Now, I will say this before I should go on. Don't let perfectionism worry you. I'm not. So if you're very OCD or perfectionism at it, that might be an issue for you, this kind of craft. Because if you're worried about getting all these completely level and stuff, that's not going to happen. At least not for me. There's lots of shorter ones and taller ones. I try to do it as much nice as possible, but, you know, it's just not going to happen. And, of course, it gets little fuzzies. And I also would say keep them, like, brushed up this way, just so it's all out of your way when you're actually working on the area on your next row. You know, because if you have it kind of floofy like this, that's going to obstruct you. So just keep it all, you know, brushed up out of your way. And then when the whole thing's complete, you can enjoy the fluffiness of it and push it up, you know. So I'm just going to actually start in the middle. I'm just going to use these, this whatever colors because it doesn't matter. Again, so let's say, you know, and I wouldn't skip around either. I actually would do it in rows across. Again, because you have to count stuff and the certain colors have to go somewhere. So this is just for a demonstration reason only. So let's say I'm going in this area right here. So you just, again, you have your thing here. You just push it through the little square. And now, again, you can see this is open. And so you just have to take your thread with this hand, move it a little bit to the right, and then swing it to the left when it's on the hook. Close the pull and with the pressure hook, and then you can pull it through there. I would suggest, if my video is not being any help to you at all, because maybe you can't see very well, maybe my angle's off, I'll actually even do it. No, that probably won't work, but you know, I'm just trying to help show just you know, just for funsies to get this to showing you. I don't know if this is helpful. It's really not hard. Like I said, once you try it a couple times, and you know, you'll wonder why this doesn't come through, or you know, you're trying to pull it and it's forcing. You know, that's kind of a normal thing. Once you know, probably if you watch somebody else who's a better demonstrator, you'll get after a couple tries, you'll get onto it, and it'll be perfectly fine. But again, we go through here. Have that open. Pull that there, pull it here, and there we go. So that's kind of, you know, that's really it, and that's it, and you just go across there. It's really simple. Okay, so I'm gonna try it this way. Just because just for a demonstration, I don't know a better way to show you how to do it. So we would put it straight through here. And there, up to about there, right? So up to just where it goes over the hook, and your finger about hits the canvas. So the hook is still open. So then what you do with your left hand, you would take the string and pull it tight, and then you pull it up, and then with your right hand, you're pulling a little bit down, again, slowly, and then you cross over the thread over onto the hook like that, and then pulling again with your right, and closing the hook, so the string is now through the closed hook area, and then you just pull with your right hand. You can release it from your fingers. On the left, you just pull, and there we go. So I'll do it again. I hope you're seeing this all right. Again, so we have it on our thing here. Hook's open. Just put it through the opening to there. Again, this is what it looks like. This is on your left side. You just take, again, the thread in your left hand, pull it up, pull the hook down a little bit. Now, sometimes the hook will get caught on the canvas or get caught into the thread. That's okay. Just got to look to make sure it's not caught. You should just pull it back till it's free. And so you just pull up, and then you pull up straight, and then when you get to the hook, you just then make a curve to the left side till it goes flaps over onto the flappy hook part. And then again, you hold it tight still while then gently pulling it closed with your right hand, the hook. And then you can release it if you want from your left hand, or you can hold it and you can pull it through, and there. That's all there is. I mean, it's a long video to show you a simple little thing like that. But, you know, it is really simple, actually. Again, you know, it might take a couple times, 4 or 5 times like it did for me, to get kind of used to it. But it's actually a very simple thing to do. Oops. Again, these are just practice ones I'm just putting in here. They don't actually go in these areas. Again, pull it over to here, there, and that's it. So I have seen, like I said, I went on, or I don't know if I edited this part out because I did a couple things here that I'm hoping will work okay. But I did actually go on YouTube and found a video that they explained it, and I could see very well what they were doing, because the instructions they give you up here, for me, that didn't really work too well. You know, probably it's all correct and everything, but I'm a visual person, so and that's not visual enough for me. I needed to see somebody actually doing it. So you can just search, you know, Latch Hook for beginners, or like I said, Maritza has done and demonstrated how to do it as well. So you could check her out too. That one's going to give me trouble to undo. But I'll get it, no worries. So there you have it. A fairly, like I said, as far as this kind of craft goes, it actually is very simple once you get to know how to do it. You can try if you're interested. Try getting one. I don't know the sizes. This to me isn't that big of a size. That one's gone. But yeah, so look to see online. I'm sure they're not too expensive, and you can get a smaller one and see how you like doing it. And if you like it, you can then graduate to bigger ones. I've seen some really beautiful ones that I would like to do. But this is the kind of thing where I don't know how farther I'm going to go into it. I don't hate doing it, but I don't love it either. And I'm the kind of, and it does take a long time. Oh, so that reminds me, how long does it take? So I kind of timed it out. So let me just try to get this one out first, because this is really annoying me. Even if I have to pull it out. Yeah, I didn't really want to, there it goes, ruin it, because I don't know how much of this stuff they give you. But so I did count, I started, I believe I counted from when I started a row going all the way across. One row probably takes me about 20 minutes. You know, not too bad. So I kind of figured if I could do like 5 rows a day, 5 or 6, that would be okay. To me, it's like 6 rows would take 2 hours. And it's like, wow, just 6 rows, and it takes 2 hours at a time. And to me, I'm like, I could do this kind of craft and have all that time, or I could do diamond painting. I'd rather do diamond painting. I will be finishing this though, for the event, and not to mention the fact that I started it. I don't want to. I'm not going to put it aside. So this will be getting done. Hopefully, I'll be able to get it done this month. And like I said, I'll probably do 5 or 6 rows a day. That way, I'll be able to do it. Otherwise, it won't be done in the month. And so that's kind of how long it takes. Any other questions, comments, concerns, anything, just let me know. I'll get back to you. Thanks so much for listening to my demonstration. I hope it piqued an interest or re-piques an interest and answered any of your questions. I'm sorry if my angles weren't that great. I hope you still were able to get a sense of how to do it out of it. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. See you next time, guys. Bye.